Hi Rohit.
Hi.
So New Zealand sent a third-rate 11 to India. Why? Why is
I,
Mitchell Santner not playing in India, but he's
hmm.
playing in some league?
I don't know. I think couple of players have been rested with T20s in mind because just after this they have T20s and then they go to the World Cup. Just after that, so like five ODIs is a long 3 or 5 ODIs is a long commitment. So I think couple of players are rested because of that. They will come for the T20s and then they will go for
Okay.
the World Cup. So just to maintain that, I think Mitchell Santner should be one of them. I I'm not sure where he's playing in some league at this point of time, as of like today, yesterday, or not. But I think that is because of that, and they are thinking the World Cup, ODI World Cup is too far. I think that's what we were talking about last time also. The
Then
bilateral
why is
ODI,
India? Then why is India playing five ODIs? If
because
ODI is too far, ODI World Cup is too far. Why are you playing five ODIs?
uh, one thing is to do with the BCCI revenue, if you think about it,
Yeah, I think that is what it has to do with. You have
and other
got
thing
Rohit
is
Sharma and you have got Virat Kohli. You have
Virat
got
Kohli, they are
crowd
only
pullers.
playing that format. They're not playing
Yeah,
T20. If you have five ODIs, at least you expect 30, 40,000 people to show in every single stadium that you have
and
out there.
and you know what smartness these people are showing. They are also holding these matches in smaller towns. Like there's a game in Trivandrum.
Yes.
When was the last time an international game was played in Trivandrum? I think there was a game against Sri Lanka which was played in Trivandrum, but there's a game at Greenfield. So like they
There
have
was a
chosen the
practice
venues
game that
also.
we went to. That was in Trivandrum, right? Or it was in
Yeah,
Visakhapatnam?
yeah, it was in Trivandrum. It was in Trivandrum. World Cup 23. After that, there
Yeah.
was a Sri Lanka India game in Trivandrum that I remember.
Yeah.
So I think it has got to do with revenues, and that's why New Zealand are thinking one step at a time, not about other things. They're thinking about the T20 World Cup, and that's why they were like, okay, it's necessary to get your player rested because you know this bilateral for itself is meaningless. To be very honest, had it been a four-team tournament, it would have been better. But I
And
don't
also
think.
because this is the season where a lot of league, like whether it's BBL or whether it's SA20, a lot of these leagues are happening right now, right?
Yeah,
So players are already playing a lot of T20 because of that. So resting them makes a lot of sense before the World Cup. India is playing one, the reason we said that, yeah, you want to fill the crowds and ODI is a good entertainment for the crowd. Second
yeah,
reason also is because India does not have a solid playing 11 for their ODIs even now, and I think
correct.
it's that is why most of the key players are playing here, and nobody has been rested as such, like because they have to try out combinations and they are thinking in terms of 2027 World Cup. And I think it makes a lot of sense to take 20 games is a good sample size. You don't want to be very near the World Cup and bring 3 4 new players in the playing 11 or playing 15 players, and then hope for somebody of them will click. So from that point of view, India is thinking a little bit in the long terms because now they are thinking in terms of the World Cup, and which is a good strategy. Because, but other thing that we were talking the other day, no, I think it still
Mhm.
does not make sense for a lot of this ODI bilateral series.
Yeah,
I think that point is, I think,
no other country, maybe apart from Bangladesh and Pakistan, they are playing these meaningless ODIs.
no,
Like
but you
I
think
can't
about
think
it.
of any other team.
No, but
I can't
why
think
they
of
are
any.
still playing bilateral is because every bilateral that involves one of these three teams, India, Australia, and England, they are the only ODIs that are bringing any revenue to ICC and BCCI for that matter. So I
Now,
think
if
the
they are happening
whole,
here in India, if they are happening here in India, if they are happening elsewhere, I don't think you'll be able to pull crowds with these meaningless ODIs.
yeah, I think India has a lot to do with it. But in Australia also, we had good enough crowd for the ODIs, right? Not
No,
as good as in.
If India
Yes.
plays,
That's what I'm saying. India has to be involved,
yeah.
yes, of course. But yeah, let's talk about the game itself. And because we are going to talk about the ODI World Cup with keeping everything that we want
Let's
to.
talk about the person which we should talk about, Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli has become 27 years old again. I think he's scoring like that, and you have the captain of India, Shubman Gill, who is having his hamstring massaged and having a banana after scoring 40 or 50 runs and having batted for like 1 hour. And there is this guy on the other end. He is like his uncle, and then he is running like that. He is how many? Like he scored four fours and about a six, right? And he was there for around 90 balls. That is like around 2.5 hours of cricket. 2 hours on the pitch. Did not break a sweat. That guy. And my Shubman Gill, he gets if you throw a flower at him, he might get hurt. What kind of player this is? And you have given him the reins of Indian cricket team. What are your
I'll
thoughts?
yeah, I'll tell you my thoughts. First of all, there is one very interesting thing that that I think that's something that I noted yesterday. See, Virat Kohli, after he is just playing ODI cricket, seems like a different player when you see the
Different
first
player.
20 balls. First
Yeah,
20
yeah,
balls, the number of times he's getting out of the crease. But when I think about it, when Virat Kohli started playing ODI cricket, the ODI cricket was run a ball is a very good strike rate.
yeah,
Sachin was still playing. Run a ball used to be a brilliant century in ODIs when in 2010s. If somebody
yeah,
made a century in less than 100 balls, that was supposed to be fast. But now, since some of these, because of the T20, a lot of irreversible changes have happened to how you, the conception of the strike rate of a player. Now, ODI strike rate of 90 is not considered good. Some of the, even after 2000s, the grades of the game of ODI, and nobody has a strike rate of more than 1995, right? I'm talking about after before 2010, 2015. Even 2015, if you take, there are certain players who have played 10, 20, 15 matches in whose strike rate might be 100. But if you see in Kohli, you see both the Kohlis. Kohli, who used to come at number three and used to play run a ball till he gets to a century, and that was the ODI cricket at that point of time, and it was a good ODI cricket. Kohli is, I think, I am not a big fan of Kohli personally. Of course, he has his numbers, but you cannot deny the fact that he is one of the greatest ODI batsmen of last 20, 25 years. Like
yeah,
he, even
yeah,
if you take the larger data, he will be there. He'll be up there. And now I see the same. The player is the same, but how the game has changed. If you compare Kohli from 10 years ago or 7 years ago and now, so that's what it does to you. And he was very clear. Like I think Harsa asked him, what is the difference? Now he's saying, and see, that is a change of the mindset. Now he's saying, now I want to counter attack. When a wicket like Rohit has fallen, I do not want to go there and play run a ball, which I used to do at some point of time, and which was a good cricket at that point of time. But
correct.
now, because of the T20 leagues happening all around the world, the mentality has changed. Now, instead of attack and defense, there is a counter attack involved in the cricket. Because if
Yeah.
I have lost a very important wicket,
I wish they had remembered that in the World Cup final. That is the game they forgot to do that counter attack, and you had the situation wherein KL Rahul was there on the pitch and could not hit a bloody delivery.
and another thing, I think this is something that I want to know from you. I think Rohit Sharma has become we saw Rohit Sharma changing his template
During the World
from,
Cup, he did change his template.
and
Yeah,
even like he was just going all guns blazing as an opener, and now I again seeing him getting a little bit restrained, and I think that's personally that's a not a good thing. And reason why it is happening is his partner at the other end.
yeah.
Rohit Sharma going slow is run a ball. But if the other end somebody is making 5 runs in 15 balls, all the pressure comes to Rohit Sharma. And in that template, it cannot come to him. That kind of inning can never be played with the
I I
pressure where
I
the
think
Shubman Gill is.
I think I know where you're going at. I think I
Yeah,
know where you're going at. Uh, like all of these data points are suggesting. All of these data points are suggesting.
of course, of course. If I was just thinking, somebody like Yashasvi Jaiswal at the other end, if a wicket falls, that's fine. But he will
Yeah,
never be 5 runs out of 20 balls. And that is good for Rohit Sharma if he wants to continue the template which he set in 2023 ODI World Cup. Because that is the template that has worked very beautifully. Yes, we lost in the final, but think about the domination which India had in 2023 World Cup because of the template. And that template does not work with Suman Gill as an opener. And that, and if he's not an opener, and this is again, this could be a very controversial opinion. I don't think he deserves a place in ODI 11
a
if he's
place,
not.
and he will also not be a captain. I think captaincy in this
And
case should again go to either Ravindra Jadeja or Shreyas Iyer.
yes, here is
I'm
the
just
best option.
hoping. I am just hoping for these people to renege on the captaincy choices which they have made. It is transition. Maybe get Ravin Jadeja to captain
Exactly. That is
both
where
the
I was
longer
coming
format of the
actually.
games.
It has to be Shreyas Iyer. Right now we have time of 20 ODIs game. It does not make any sense to guarantee a place to Subman Gill just because he's a captain. You want to play him as an opener, give like you have 20 matches, give 10 matches to Jaiswal and 10 to Gill and see who does better. I am okay
Hmm.
with that. First 10 goes to Gill and the
Automatic
next 10 goes
automatic
to.
selection. Automatic selection is not good. I was
Because
hearing.
that that
I was listening to somebody saying Jaiswal, the kind of player Jaiswal is, he should be by default a three format player. But a person like that also has to struggle. Remember, Jaiswal scored a century in the last game against South Africa. What must he be feeling? Why did he not retain his place? Why did Shubman Gill come back?
the
Just
problem
because
with
he's a captain. There's
yes,
no
yes,
other
that is the
reason to
problem
explain
is
that.
that then the rotation is not happening. As Yashasvi Jaiswal or any other opener will not get his fair chance to prove that he is as good as opener. And I think I have no doubts if people think it logically and for a minute forget that Subman Gill is a captain and have a fair comparison. I think Jaiswal will not come short, but they are not thinking like that.
Jaiswal
They are
will not
thinking my
come short.
captain is already there. Now who do I add just because of the captain? And that's
Hmm.
something they were doing in the T20, like they were trying to do in T20 as well. Three format captain that think that Subman
See,
Gill is there.
I'll tell you a situation. The Indian battings find during the South Africa ODI series was you had Ruturaj who played really well. Ruturaj has been constantly doing well in Vijay Hazare Trophy. There was this game where they chased, I think, close to 400 against Jharkhand, right? And it was all done by Rutu. Now, if you give captaincy to Shreyas Iyer, if you just in case, just think about it. Now, for apple to apple comparisons, Yashasvi Jaswal lost his place to Shubman Gill. Rutu lost his place to Shreyas Iyer.
Yes.
Fair. Now you could have retained one of them. You already have a captain, which is like Shreyas Iyer. He has captained Mumbai for a very long time, at least in the last 4 5 years. Whenever Ajinkya Rahane was not there in longer format, Ajinkya Rahane still captains, but in the shorter format, Iyer captains Bombay. So he has a lot of captaincy experience. Whereas this guy, Shubman Gill, at least if you leave the IPL experience, which is very limited, he does not have a lot of experience captaining. Even his home team is Punjab, I think. Punjab is not a very strong team as far as domestic cricket is concerned. So I am unable to understand this fixation on having the same captain for all formats, and then having chosen that captain pretty young. Why do you need a 24 years old captain? When was the last time you had a 24 years old captain or 25 years
Yes.
old captain?
And Shreyas Iyer is an obvious choice because he has earned his place as a batsman in last 2 years in ODI format. His place is not because of like is not automatic when he becomes a captain.
It's
He's
not because
already
of favoritism. It's not because of favoritism.
if anything, it is against him. The favoritism is working against him for last couple of years. The other thing that, and again, this is just something that I also we need to consider because we know the World Cup is not happening in subcontinent; it's happening in
Hmm.
Namibia and South Africa.
Yeah.
I was thinking yesterday, do we have a place for Ravin Jadeja? Because I don't think so personally. If you ask me, yesterday Ravin Jadeja came ahead of KL Rahul, and I'm considering the World Cup being played in South Africa. I do not see a place for Ravin Jadeja. I see a place
Ravin
for
Jadeja the batter. Jadeja the
all
batter or
rounder,
Ravin Jadeja the all rounder?
the Ravin Jadeja
No,
all rounder.
I think you will have to have him. You
No,
will
no,
have to have.
like my reasoning is in places like South Africa,
Huh?
although like it's a shorter format, 50 over, but you will always play with at least four specialist bowlers.
Fast bowlers, yeah.
Yeah, at least
So
three
even
or
like if I remember the 2003 World Cup, Dada had a very big problem wherein he had to choose between Kumble and Harbhajan, right?
exactly.
All through that tournament, and even Sachin had to bowl because Sachin had to put in some overs. Sometimes even Sehwag bowled. The reason was you could not accommodate both those spinners here.
Exactly.
Now, in our case, you don't have any spinning options from the regular batters. So
Mm,
I think you will play either Varun Chakravarti
mm,
or Kuldeep Yadav. I do not know how exactly the pitches are going to play. And then you'll
mm.
have somebody like an Akshar Patel or a Washington Sundar or Ravindra Jadeja, who is just you just have more options because you do not
But
have
only
a
one of
Hardik
them.
Pandya.
Only one of them.
Only
Only
one of
you will
them.
have
You do not
Hardik
have
Pandya,
a
right?
in ODIs. Where do you have Hardik Pandya?
Acha, okay, I am thinking that okay, when was he last playing an ODI? Because I think Hardik
23
Pandya
World
is
Cup.
so
23
Hardik
World
Pandya
Cup
must
he was
still
playing.
play the 2027 World Cup, no? Because my whole logic is based on having Hardik Pandya in the team. Then I
I
need
don't
only
think like they are not considering Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya was playing the South Africa T20s. Where is he now? They
then
are
you're
not
right.
considering. They are not considering Hardik Pandya.
But that is the problem. Then you cannot have two all rounders like Akshar Patel and Jadeja both because uh, I don't know. It does not add that much bowling depth that you require in South Africa.
Uh, in fact, to your point, I am thinking who is going to bowl. Your automatic choices are going to be Jasprit Bumrah, and the
Yeah.
other two pacers which you are honing is Harshit Rana and Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh Krishna is always going to leak runs, and Harshit Rana is not going to deliver at the moments when you want him to deliver. Like yesterday, somebody was saying Harshit Rana gets so much hate on the internet, and I saw the wickets. Okay, fair enough, but like there is nothing extra in it. Like Jamison taking the wicket of I don't know maybe Virat Kohli, there is something in it. But Harshit Rana making a dismissal, like I'm not able to see something extra.
Yeah, and
Right?
if you consider the pitches of South Africa, the obvious choice for me is like full time spinner, which can be either of Kuldeep or Varun, and the other player which makes a lot of sense to me on pitches, jahan pe like Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel is the person who is going to play most of the matches, not Ravindra. That's what I'm asking, because for me the first choice is Akshar Patel, because those pitches do not turn a lot. Somebody bowling wicket to wicket with some bounce on the ball is the only spinner you are going to need, extra spinner, other than your full time spinner, and
Yes,
that and
ideally, you are going to need a bowler who, on hard pitches, his deliveries do just a little bit. And I think Akshar Patel is going to be a good one. And you would always have a traditional spinner, like
because
either a
I
Chinaman
was
like
watching
Kuldeep Yadav.
SA20. If you watch SA20, I was watching recently. What I realized, the people who are doing well, like spinners who are doing well, are not the big turners of the ball. The pitches
Hmm.
do not support a lot of turn. The players who are doing well, and I'm talking about players who are leaking less than in power plays in SA20, are the players who
Hmm.
are bowling wicket to wicket with good bounce on the ball, spinners. And there's
Hmm.
something in the wicket. If there's something, there's a little turn or there is some variation, and that is why I'm saying Ravindra Jadeja does not like guarantee one place after the Akshar Patel has taken a place, because then you have an option when like you are talking, no, Harshit Rana might not deliver on the day. You always go with an extra bowler in
Arshdeep
South
Singh.
Africa.
In
Aha,
fact, you should
yes.
also have consider Arshdeep Singh.
Arshdeep
Anyway,
is there
anyway,
in the fray. Arshdeep is there in the fray.
Arshdeep is there in the fray.
Arshdeep
Hopefully,
will. I think because
I
we are not like the World Cup is still far. 20 matches is lot because it is going to happen over 1 year at least, one and a half year. In fact, the 2020 later part of the 2027 the World Cup is there. Because I don't see yesterday Harshit Rana the batter arrived, and I was finding it very funny because what happens because of
like
that result, there is a bias called the bias based on result.
recency
Yeah,
bias,
everybody
result based bias. Yeah.
yes, recency bias that now he is also a batter. So Harshit Rana
Hmm.
selection makes a lot of sense. But you have to think he's your main front bowler. First of all, he has to justify his place as a bowler.
Place with
Batting is extra.
on the bowling.
And
Yeah,
his
yeah.
bowling is like, I think, average at best. Average
No,
at
this
best
is
is.
this is this is this is Gautam Gambhir and his East Delhi politics happening. I think we have already covered all the topics, and I think we should also pay tributes to not exactly tributes, birthday wishes. Yesterday was Jimmy's birthday. Jammy,
Oh,
Dravid is now I think 54 years old. He was born in 72, and one of our favorite cricketers, one of the most nicest man on a cricket pitch. Everybody swears by that. And with that note, we will close this episode of Edges and Extras. So, okay, we'll see
Yeah.
you again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.